With the NBA trade deadline on the horizon, there are some things that's about to go down with a lot of teams. Players are going to be traded, but there are things you should know that has already happened before then. For example, players that has already been traded, trade rumors and speculations, and the current state of teams all before the trade deadline tomorrow. So without further ado, here we go. So first off, I already talked about this in another video, but here we have Pascal Siakam being traded to the Indiana Pacers. And since I already talked about this, I'm going to cut this a little short. Basically, he provides a lot for the team. He's a great fit on the team and provides great defense just like he did for the Toronto Raptors. And with Tyrese Halliburton as point guard and the season he's been having this year, things are only looking up for the Pacers this season. Next up, we have Terry Rozier's move to the Miami Heat. They traded him for Kyle Lowry, and it made complete sense why Kyle Lowry had to get traded. For one, he's getting up there in age, and as time progresses, all he will really become is a liability on the court. I think Terry Rozier fits in well with the Miami Heat, especially with the culture they have over there. You see, what you're seeing right here is Terry Rozier in his Celtics days. It's so quick how people forget, because in his Celtics days, he was known as Scary Terry. He was a great scorer with the Celtics and had a deep run in the playoffs with him and Isaiah Thomas in 2017. So that shows that someone like him can really shine with the right system. When it comes to celebrities, a lot of times you have people like the paparazzi and TMZ come in and film and monitor every step they take 24/7, 365. And I can understand why this will get annoying to them. At the end of the day, they are only human. So I can understand why a lot of them feel some type of way about the way the media does things and voice their displeasure. With that being said, LeBron does not get that luxury. Not when he's doing things like this. Now, next up, we have LeBron James. Now, recently, LeBron tweeted this out. He tweeted this out knowing what was going to happen. He tweeted this out knowing the moment that he sent this, the media detectives would have come out of hiding. Now, every media outlet available is trying to be a Sherlock Holmes, trying to figure out what LeBron meant by an hourglass. You see, now me, I'm not going to crack this code because this video is going to be an hour long if I try. Now, zeroing in on the Lakers, there have been trade rumors around D'Angelo Russell. Now, since then, D'Angelo Russell has heard these trade rumors and turned into prime Kobe. And I know he's a coach, but I do want to talk about Darvin Ham. Look, being the coach of the LA Lakers is a temporary job at this point. Nothing lasts forever, and he had a good run. That's all I'm going to say when it comes to that. Because there was this picture of LeBron looking at him in a certain way with the death stare in his eyes. That's how I knew his fate was sealed. As for LeBron himself, look, come on now. Stop playing. You know he's not going anywhere. Not at least until Bronny comes to the league. Why would he leave LA for? What is even all this talk that's going on LeBron being traded? Now, I understand Stephen A's point. He's from New York. He's a New York Knicks fan. So he's making a fantasy in his head, a scenario in his head, and pleading his case why LeBron should go to New York. But he should know, deep down, he's just wasting his breath. Rich Paul even had a statement saying that he's not going anywhere. So that's the end of that. Lastly, I want to talk about the Golden State Warriors. They are not the team that they used to be at all. And I actually have a whole video planned for that team specifically. But it's possible with the decline of the Warriors that one of their key players can be traded by the deadline. And if that happens, that would be an end of an era. You have Klay Thompson, whose shooting percentage continues to drop every year. He's clearly not the same player he was back then. And for him, it's hard for him to accept that. That is why you have been seeing him acting out the way that he has in the past couple of years. Either on the court or in press conferences. I believe it's coming from a place of frustration. But the fact of the matter is he is not the same player anymore. And then you have Draymond Green, who sees that WrestleMania is around the corner and he wants to try out new ventures and career paths. He has his podcast too. He's trying out new things. Hey, I respect it. But from the looks of it, it looks like he is done being an NBA player. And Steph is still the same. Steph is still him. But with a team like this now, it's not looking good. It's gotten to the point where Klay had to be benched and couldn't close one of their games. And this is what Klay had to say about that.
I know you kind of feel great, physically, mentally, probably a little different story, but such is life, you know.
When you say that, I mean, is it just a shooting struggle?
Shooting, yeah, you know, pride myself in that stuff. So
What are they talking about? You ain't played to finish the game? I got benched game 5 of the finals. Who the fuck cares?
Well, I haven't asked that yet, but I will now.
Huh?
I said I haven't asked it yet, but
Oh, you're like you about to. So I answered it for you. Already.
I mean, you didn't post that. That's obviously going to be a story. I mean,
it's all good. These guys played great. He played great. EP, Jonathan. At the end of the day, winning trumps all.
Is this an adjustment period for you a little bit? I mean, he's done it in a few games, obviously.
Yeah. Kidding me? Go from, one of the best players. It's hard for anybody, you know? I'll be honest with you. It's very hard.
It's clearly affected him. And this is the truth of the matter, the situation. Like countless teams before then, they've gotten to the point where it's time to blow it up. Aside from Draymond and Klay, Andrew Wiggins is clearly not the centerpiece he was in the 2022 finals. And Kevon Looney can really only work so well provided the system that he has. So in truth, other than Steph, everybody else is on the table. But I will say this though. They have to keep Jonathan Kuminga. That is their future. But here's the thing. Although I do say that, and although I've seen people say, what are they waiting for? Why don't they trade them now? What are they waiting on? It's not that simple. You see, we are outsiders looking in. But for them, they have pretty much been together at this point for a better part of a decade. At that point, they're not just co-workers anymore. These guys are family. Through the plane rides, the locker rooms, the gym, these guys have always been together and they've won championships together. So it's not that simple to just trade them. And I'm pretty sure they have to run this by Steph first. And for that reason, for the time being, I don't think any of them will be traded. But I will say this, the time is coming. This is the end of the Warriors as we know it. So that's the end of the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace out.